something that you guys need to be aware of course, and that you need to master is working with contractors, and before you work with them, vetting them. So Art Dusenbury has prepared a short little presentation that he's going to share with you about how to vet contractors. If you've been in this business and you're a real estate investor and you haven't been burned by a contractor, you are a liar. Or you've never done a deal. But so for that reason, I'll give it over to Art and he'll begin.
Thank you, everybody. Hi, my name's Art Dusenbury. I'm with Flipping Out Corporation. I kind of got into this business like everybody else in the downturn of the economy. Anyway, I'm going to get right to the point. Who in this room has not had a problem with a contractor walking off the job in the middle of a job and has your money in their pocket? Raise your hand. See? Okay, well then.
I've never done a deal.
You've never done a deal. That's exactly his point. So, with that being said, because of all of the issues we've had guys walk off of projects right in the middle of a project because they have a much more lucrative deal down the road. So what my partner and I have done is we've created a vetting program, and it looks something like this. So this is a letter. This is not what the letter looks like, but it's a one-page letter, and I'm going to go through it real quick. And this letter, basically, I hand it to the contractor when I meet him on the spot, and I ask him to read it very carefully, and then I walk him through the house. I tell him everything that I want to do, scope of work, and what have you, and then what I do is I start this process of.
Pushing the wrong way.
Am I going the wrong way? Am I? Okay, there we go. Okay, so I give him this one-page summary, and I ask for a copy of his insurance right off the bat. If he doesn't have insurance, he shouldn't even be talking to me. Am I going the wrong way again? Sorry about that. Is it right or left? Can you hear me?
Right, yes.
Is it right?
Lost signal here.
Uh-oh.
Broke it.
You broke it.
I'll just do it for you once it goes up.
Okay, yeah, if you just hit it every couple here. Alrighty. So basically, then I asked them for the last 3 jobs that they've done, and a list of 3, but 1 current job that they've been doing, and then references that are in that sequential order, and I do call them. When we do the walkthrough, I tell them right up front, if you're late, don't even bother coming, because if they're even 1 minute late, they're out of there. Because if they're going to not show up on time for the most important meeting of their life, they're not going to show up to my job on time either.
Oops, yeah, don't even push it.
All right, push it.
Here, give me the.
Yeah, here, you take it.
All right, there you go.
Our system is technically driven, so they have to know how to use certain things like Dropbox, because without documents, they don't get a check. Next, please. We have a random drug test and alcohol policy, which we actually, I have a copy of it sitting in my folder. They sign it right on the spot, and so does everybody that works on their team. We will not tolerate any alcohol abuse or any kind of drug abuse on the job. Next. We've built into our contract a milestones, and in these milestones, if you're a contractor and you're late, you're going to be kicked back $250 a day for every day you come in over time. You come in under time, we're going to give you the same deal, so that it's fair. And the reason why we do that is because we have controlled costs. Now that $250 a day isn't necessarily $250 a day, it depends on the deal, but I'm just using that as an example. Next, please. Failure to show up on a job for any reason will start the process of elimination. We have our contract set up so that you've got to reach a milestone, and you will get the next part of that contract once that milestone is reached. If it isn't reached, we will sit down and we'll try to work things out with you. But if you come to us with attitude and excuses, you know, we reserve the right to let you go on the spot. And we haven't had to do that yet, but we're going to do it. Next, please. The contract includes time, labor, and materials. We buy all the materials, no exceptions. We've had guys that have gone out and said, oh, you owe me $450 for material. Did we buy it? No. Well, then it's yours. And we don't deviate from the contract. We never deviate from the contract, ever, ever, ever. If it's not in the contract and it hasn't been added as an addendum to the contract, I'm sorry, but you know, you're going to eat it. Next, please. We pay draws every Friday based on the work that is done. So if a contractor starts, he's got to be able to survive for a week, and we don't think that that's really a terrible thing, you know, to wait 1 week to get paid. But they get paid based on the amount of work that they've done for that week, based on the contract. Next, please. Once they've completed their milestones, then what we do is we take and we subtract, at the end of the contract, we subtract off of the contract what we've already paid out in materials, and then we pay them the balance of the labor due. Next, please. And we tell them right up front, there are going to be times when our lending company doesn't process our draws in a timely manner, and that happens. I don't know how many of you had that happen. It's happened to me a couple of times. But we never, ever will hire unless the cash is in the bank, period. End of the story. Patience is a key to this business, and we try to be patient with everybody, and we expect them to be the same way. We require business-like atmosphere on the job all the time. If we have an issue with them, we pull them aside and say, listen, this is getting to be a problem. You know, change it, or we're going to have to take another road. And if they have personal problems, we just tell them, hey, take your personal problems, go take care of it outside of the job. We're not a social service. And that's basically how we vet. Guys, it costs $40 to do a background check on any company. And we do. It's the best $40 that we should have been spending a long time ago. And that's it. Thank you very much.
If people want to get a copy of this document that you use for people, how can they get that from you?
Well, I've got about 10 hard copies. Please, only people that are currently looking for right now contractors. You can take this with you. You can take it home, learn it. If you need it for future use, I left my card on there. There's an email. Just shoot me an email. I'll send you the whole packet. Just like that.
Would you guys want me to email you guys that with my normal email? I'll include that as well.
That'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Quick question.
Yes, sir.
You said about materials. So what happens if they run out of a box of screws or something like that? Do you have to then go buy those and bring it to?
Oh, no. We send them to Home Depot and Home Depot or wherever they go. They call us for a credit card, and we give them a credit card. I'm sorry? Okay. Anybody else?
What service do you use to do the background check?
The last one that I used, I wouldn't recommend, so I'm going to be using another one. But there are many background check companies out there.
There's I forget the name of them, but like if you really want a really good background check, might cost you even $100. But that $100 one is going to give you everything, all the dirt that this person might have. So it might be worth even spending that extra money.
Go ahead.
So doing this is great, find that your costs are going up a little bit using GCs as a result of vetting them this way?
No, not really. No, because there's always going to be people that are GCs, and there's always going to be people that are worker bees. There are worker bees that don't want to be bosses. They just want to work.
Would you provide an example of the type of contract you use when you engage with a contractor?
Okay, so sorry. Yeah, that's actually it's a deal that I'm gonna present tonight. What were you asking again? I'm sorry.
Could you provide Joshua the actual contract?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I can.
I'll
Yeah.
send that out.
Yeah, I'll send you the contract I've been using. It's a long one. It's an 8-pager, but I'll tell you what, it's specific to contractors. And in fact, I'm gonna be beefing it up a little bit before I send it to them, because I've thought of some things.
Yeah, if something's not in writing, the contractor is going to forget. And they're selectively forgetting what they agreed to. So get everything in writing. If you want an outlet in a room changed or put it in your scope of work, extremely important that you have a detailed scope of work and you sign all the paperwork. It takes more time on the front end, but it'll save your butt on the back end. And another point he made, of course, you always want to stay ahead on work and behind on payments. So what that means is you do the work, then you get paid. You don't get paid until the work gets completed, then you get money. And if a contractor is really hurting for money, you just do several smaller draws like.
And here's the other thing, guys. These guys are the most creative storytellers in the world. Really, they are, and it's so easy to fall prey. I've been doing this, for 6 or 7 years, and I've fallen prey to a sob story. Don't listen to it. It's just they got themselves there for a reason, and it's not yours, and it's not mine.